This is part 3. I'm Renee, and I am at Crossroads Apartment still, and now it is about 5:10 p.m. and I'm going to continue exercising on the treadmill. Okay, so now it's only a new lady came in, the other lady left, the other two ladies left, and a new lady came in. Right before, I'm just going to tell you, visually and also through the, I'm listening to music, heard a black Negro male saying, "I'm watching you." And then this car drove up. I didn't even look because I don't really pay attention to the frequency unless I want to. Because if I did all the time, then that's how someone can have mental issues. And that's usually the reason why humanoid AI and other lab freaks, force engaged that are in the United States military, Navy, and Army, or connected, or in the United States government, that's unnaturalized. The goal is to cause mental illness and disguise it as as a form of normalization of rules or behavior. But trust me, if they could, they would definitely have me locked up in a psychiatric ward, if they could, and if they could do other things in reference to locking someone up, if they could here in Annapolis. All because they cannot human and sex traffic me and Imani like they want to. So they're still trying to do a form of it just by force engaging in our apartment using the code, the telepathic code, and other forms of sciences to stalk. So that is definitely trying to implement human and sex trafficking. Because Imani and I don't know anyone personally here. And then here, that which speaks Spanish from El Salvador, Mexico, whatever, and the black Negro, and even and definitely the pale skin, not even, and other, those are predominantly saying keep saying I love you, or she loves your son, or have a good one, and he loves her, so this is what should be a shameful thing that's happening in a military city. But if you have collaborations of governments doing this type of behavior, then what they do is normalize it through thoughts and behavior. There is no rule about number one, someone only having one. There is no rule, there is no law. That is a fabrication of a treaty that truly does not exist. Because either you are for divine laws and covenants of the Most High, which that does not include bondage of any kind. It definitely does not include transforming humans into some type of lab freak, or stealing souls. Or you are on the other side doing all the things I just spoke of. So there is no one. There is no, she's not married, or he doesn't have her. It's either you are a predator, a criminal, some type of beast animal that's preying on that which you think you should be able to prey upon, committing crimes against humanity, or you're not. That's it. Either you are lawful or unlawful. That's it. So this is the truth. This has always been the truth. It has never been anything but the truth that has existed truly on this globe, or this sphere of organic planet Earth, and definitely in the cosmos. Deceit is an invader. Deceit, lies, those are invaders. That's a low frequency. So the reason why I'm not saying spirit or noble Drew Ali, because I listen to music and I just don't feel comfortable, because some of the music is explicit, and I'm at a point right now, I don't want to tarnish his energy of righteousness, because my frequency, I choose to have a lower frequency. And listen to some of the music and say some things that might not be considered righteous. So, and this is where I'm at right now, and that's just, I'm just speaking truth. So, but when I give documentation of what I experience, I try to document truth as much as possible, because I know Spirit Noble Drew Ali spoke of speaking truth. He encouraged it. It's not easy, because I always the reason why I used to address Elon Musk is because I didn't want him to shut my Twitter page down, because he didn't know who I was or who Sheikh Arrington-Bey was. So I started introducing myself, and also I remember seeing one time a video of him popped up out of the blue with I think it was like 4 other people, and they were at a round table. I was on my tablet, and it said live, and I started to listen to him, and then I said I don't feel comfortable, so I sort of exited out quickly. But I didn't know much about him, and I knew he had just brought Twitter and called it X. And him just buying X or Twitter and calling Twitter X, I felt like it was, I didn't want him to shut my information down. And I didn't know what Sheikh Arrington-Bey was doing, if he was behind the closed door saying this and saying that, and then demonstrating something different to me, because he's trying to impress whoever he's sleeping with, or trying to uphold or honor the rituals of, some would say criminal, with that which, if true, which that has been implied, that has happened in reference to me being in the nation and being among Moors with the telepathic code. And so, and also dealing with the one that he might be sleeping with. So, because when you do things and you do not correct what you did, and it is wrong, you have wronged someone tremendously. And instead of you following through of correction, because of whatever reason, you have made yourself, and you have bonded yourself to a frequency that can cause you to fall for the last time. It could be serious. And so I just didn't know. And I didn't know, and I still don't know. I don't know what he has, what caused him to keep coming back all these years, besides truth. Because, trust me, so many times I was like, forget him. You know, I can do this. And then I started to feel more courage and walking on my own 2 feet. And even by me saying Spirit of Noble Drew Ali, it was healing for me, because I'm addressing that which I looked up to. I looked up to him because of his teachings of not causing harm, of his teachings, of what Islam really is about, which he says, in so many words, to try not to cause harm. And I realize it's in our nature, divine celestial beings, to not cause harm, human beings. But what we are among that feed off the energy of deceit, lies, and harm with violence, whether it's rape, murder, molestation, it takes someone who has practiced experiencing such things and not returning that frequency back in the name of defense or defending themselves. It takes someone to not do that. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of time of practicing. So this is what they aim for. Some of the rituals of harm has been to subjugate, so that I would bring my thoughts and behavior into a valid manner where it's because I've heard them say here in Annapolis, on the physical plane, bring her down, along with in the frequencies in the hotel room. Mainly this was being said a lot in the hotel room where we lived at. Bring her down. Or now, still to this day, the frequencies say break her. So when you're trying to break someone's spirit of divinity, and you yourself is a filth, an abomination, you are waiting for the being to go down in frequency, whether it's to be infected by you, which 9 times out of 10, that's what happens to many, I think, black women and men, because they get seduced, and young teenagers, by following a frequency and being initiated in that frequency. So when you are among a filth, humanoid AI, saying brother, or someone that speaks Spanish, unclean spirit, lab freak, maybe bird people, werewolf, whatever, humanoid AI, definitely humanoid AI that speaks Spanish from El Salvador, South Central America, Mexico, or pale skin. They could be from Pakistan, the continent of Africa, different countries. So a lot of them are over here, are immigrants, especially in Annapolis. And since this is a military city, you don't have to think too much to know that many of them are connected to the United States military. So if you are trying to break someone's divinity, to initiate them, I'm going to get to the word initiate, because that's really what I'm trying to say. Initiate them so that they will not feel like they are too good to do a behavior of harm. Because you yourself, the beast, has done any and everything. Has raped children, raped women, molested boys, molested young men, raped husbands in front of their wives, rape the wife in front of their husband, to show them your power. But it's important in your set to initiate those into your set in order for this to be allowed. You start first, what I've experienced, using the telepathic code to follow, or other sciences that only the United States military would. This is just common sense, maybe not the only one, because China's here, Japan is here, So you have other foreign countries that have technology and sciences, but in order for them to operate on this landmass, supposedly they're supposed to be authorized under naturalization, under the Organic Constitution of 1787. So if you need to first initiate the person, the child, the young adult, and in order to do that, you have to make that person feel like they're no better than you are. So I'm giving you an example. A woman's like, I was raped. Why is she walking and not being penetrated? I watched my husband get raped by another man. Why is her son not being penetrated? So this is the connection why that which speaks Spanish is always talking in our apartment, because a lot of them are in a witch coven along with the black Negro and pale skin, trying to demonstrate some form of witchcraft coven or Santeria. I've heard that spoke of, which I don't know much about, but just the point, just the fact that someone said that so that I can hear it, that is a sign that they're trying to do a form of initiation, if they can. There's something that filth in that spirit, that energy that's unclean is starting to follow or trying to engage. Or it could be another form or so-called religion, or it could just be a witch coven, or some that say bird people, werewolf, vampire, whatever. But the point is, or Freemason, whatever. So the point is to bring the individual divinity down so that that beast can have and take control of the mind, body, and spirit. So this is the connection to infections. Because once a human being that has a divine divinity is able to connect to their divinity, allow themselves or are forced, because many are forced, and then after they are forced, they are ashamed, and after time, to keep from being raped over and over and over again, or molested, or experiencing forced sharp pains, having problems with their health over and over and over again, because I've experienced these things with sharp pains, and the molestations definitely. They begin to behave in the same manner of that which has done to them, to someone else, because they receive the signal to do so. And if they don't, then I'm pretty sure there will be problems, maybe with their kids. Maybe they come in the middle of the night dealing with their kids in manners only an animal and beast knows how to do. This is what we are among here in Annapolis, Maryland. This is why the freaks are always talking while I am in the shower and Monty's in the shower, because they're trying to initiate their presence in our apartment. I'm not accusing Crosslands of being involved in this, but that's why. And for this to be a military city, it doesn't take a genius to know who is involved. Islam.